This is the moment of truth. EU chief Brexit negotiator Michele Barnier tells MEPs there are just a few hours left to seal a deal on future trade between the UK and the EU. A potential agreement would need to be ratified by the EU Parliament and the UK Commons. Barnier said there are sticking points remaining and time is running out.
Nothing is agreed until everything is agreed.
And so it's hardly surprising then that in these last hours at our disposal, we note that the negotiations have become extremely difficult. We've reached the hard nuts to crack. We want to have trade and commercial cooperation which is open, but it needs to be fair and free.
Fair and free.
In the UK, the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson says it's still very likely the UK and the EU will not reach a trade agreement. He claimed the talks were in a serious situation following a call with the EU Commission President Ursula von der Leyen last night. Let's go to Brussels to try and unpick the situation as it stands. Our correspondent Jack Parrick is there for us. Jack, a very good morning to you. So Brussels, with Michele Barnier's address there to MEPs, have very publicly laid out their position. What else did Barnier have to say about the state of the negotiations?
Good morning, Rosie. Well, he continued and sort of repeated what the European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen said after her phone call with the British Prime Minister yesterday, saying that this real issue and the major sticking point is on fisheries. There are still issues surrounding the governance of any future deal and also this level playing field, making sure that British companies aren't funded by the UK government to outcompete European ones in the EU market. But the fisheries issue now, while it's economically not really very significant, is politically still extremely significant. And Michele Barnier repeated there in the European Parliament this morning that it looks extremely difficult to overcome this issue. Having said that, when it comes to EU negotiations with any international partner, there is always a sense that it is sort of darkest before the dawn. And as he said, he thinks there's only a couple of hours, that potentially they will continue to work to try and make sure there is a deal in place come the 1st of January and the end of the Brexit transition period.
So now there's another deadline set for this Sunday, Jack. What is that for? And let's say by Sunday they manage to come up with a deal. Let's just imagine that. Is there time for it to go through Parliament, to be ratified, to actually be put into place for the 1st of January?
So the European Parliament, Rosie, voted in order to say that they have to have a deal on their tables by Sunday in order to get it read properly, to be able to pick through the details of the deal and to make sure they're happy with it so that it can be scrutinised democratically, as is their job really. And also parliaments around Europe need to do the same thing. So they say if they don't get it by Sunday, then they're not really going to have enough time and they're not willing to go through that process in order to get it into place from the 1st of January. The European Parliament is always extremely keen to make it clear that it's not just a sort of rubber stamping body, but does have the necessary scrutiny and the job of scrutinising any potential deals. Having said that, if a deal were to be done later on, no house, no parliament in Europe is going to be the one who wants to hold it up and get it prevented from being ratified, and therefore them being the ones that cause a no-deal scenario. The negotiations here in Brussels on this Brexit trade deal are continuing, and I think both of the teams will continue to talk until they can talk no more.
Jack, thank you very much. Our reporter there in Brussels.